Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Jonathan, and to my returning subscribers, welcome back, my friends, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my experiences going through the spiritual awakening process. And more specifically, I'm going to be sharing with you 8 things that you should avoid during your spiritual awakening. Let's get started. Before I start with the 8 things that you should avoid, I'm going to give you a little background as far as my own experience. For myself, my spiritual awakening came forth in a shocking way. My life literally changed overnight. Literally on May 24th, Jonathan version 1.0 went to bed, and then Jonathan version 2.0 woke up the next day. And everything, I'm telling you this, as far as whether it was my thoughts, my beliefs, how I felt about myself, as far as my energy level, everything literally shifted 180 degrees overnight. A miracle literally happened. And that's why for myself, I literally view this May 24th, 2018 as my new birthday. It was literally, I was born again. And for myself, I took in everything spiritual with open arms. It's literally as if my eyes were finally being opened to what life is all about. It literally, I consume non-stop. This wasn't just taking in a little bit of material once in a while. No, literally everything stopped for me. I went into the hermit phase and I was consuming spiritual content throughout the entire day. If I wasn't consuming, I was practicing, and I was learning how to use these different gifts and ideas and beliefs that I was taking in. But as far as during the spiritual awakening, there's a lot of mistakes that I made. There's a lot of things that I did that prolonged the spiritual awakening process. And those are the 8 things that I'm going to be talking about that's going to help to speed up the process. But at the same time, you're still going to be doing a thorough job at each and every single stage of your awakening. The first thing that you should avoid during your spiritual awakening is literally judging yourself too hard. Especially if any of you are remotely around my age. I had my spiritual awakening at 41 years old. Therefore, literally midlife crisis. Therefore, I was judging myself extremely hard as far as where I was, because for myself from 2012 to literally my spiritual awakening, life just kicked me in the ass. It was one bad thing after another. It was just I was going down a downward spiral literally during this time span. And what's really important is you're going to realize that it was leading you down this path. You needed to be shocked, as I did most likely, in order to create this spiritual awakening, to trigger this spiritual awakening. But realize this, that through all example, whether it's failures or past painful experiences, you learn, or you are going to learn some incredibly powerful life lessons. The second thing that you should avoid during your spiritual awakening is suppressing your emotions and not expressing your emotions. And this can be very difficult because as far as this society, we don't live in a society where most individuals are actually following their passion. They're moving forth through their heart space. The majority of individuals are rationally thinking on autopilot, same thing day in, day out, not really stepping out of their comfort zone. And that's why when you have your spiritual awakening, a lot of emotions are going to be triggered. And what's really important is to stop resisting. What has been held inside for X amount of years must now be released. You're never going to raise your vibration if you're not able to remove all the pain, example, and the suffering that is trapped in your heart. And not only this, by being able to remove it, by being able to start to express your emotions more and more, you're going to start to learn the valuable life lessons that you were meant to learn out of these different painful experiences, as an example. And it's going to start to help you heal at a soul level. And not only this, it is going to allow you to let go of the control that certain individuals have had on you. And it's going to allow you to start to raise your emotional IQ, because the more you're able to feel, the more you're able to become aware as far as what is the exact emotion that we're feeling. And the majority of individuals right now have a very difficult time expressing, okay, this is the emotion that's coming up right now. The majority of individuals are stuck in this fear-based reality. Therefore, oftentimes they mix up what emotions is truly coming up, or else the first emotion that's going to come up is going to be fear and anger, and this is completely natural. But as you start to release these emotions, you let them flow, you become more of an observer. By doing so, by being more neutral, taking a step back, becoming an observer and detaching yourself from a situation, it's going to become easier to let it go. And I'm telling you this, the life lessons, when they come in, no matter what you've gone through, you're going to start to be able to pick out certain good things that have came out of this. And sometimes it is the mere fact just to prove to yourself that you are a warrior, that you're much more powerful than you give yourself credit for. And oftentimes, certain past painful experiences, this is exactly how you're going to be helping out others, because you've lived through it, you've managed to release this pain and suffering, and you've empowered yourself, and now you're going to be able to start empowering other individuals. The fourth thing that you should avoid during your spiritual awakening is comparing yourself with others. This is something that I struggled with literally for almost a full year. For almost a full year before I wanted to come on YouTube, I was looking at different influencers on YouTube, and I was comparing myself to them, where there was literally nothing to compare to, because they had been awakened for many more years, some of them literally over a decade. 2, they had created much more content. They were used to being in front of the camera. Therefore, they have gotten some practice. And not only this, let go of comparing yourself to others, because people are not going to want to, example, if you're an influencer, you're not going to want to watch your channel if you're just copying other individuals. They want to see the most authentic version of yourself. And not only this, you might see certain things in different ways than someone else does, which is going to attract individuals to you. And as far as this past, as far as this journey, this 3D mold, I guess we could say, this 3D matrix relies heavily on physical goods, on materialistic goods, and literally nothing as far as inner happiness. And really, that's how you have to start looking at it. You can look at the majority of rich people, the majority of successful people have their own problems too. It always seems as though the grass is greener on the other side until you get to the other side. Meaning, until you've walked in someone else's shoes their entire lives, you have no idea as far as how they feel. You have no idea as far as why are they doing certain things. Therefore, stop comparing yourself to others and just let your light shine for all the right reasons. Allow the most authentic version of yourself out, and begin to start taking action on those childhood dreams. Begin to start taking action based from your heart space, not based from just rationally thinking, and allow the universe to start to bring forth the manifestations needed for you in order to be successful in no matter what direction you take, no matter what project you begin to work on now. The fifth thing that you should avoid is staying stuck in the past, or else looking forward to the future. Meaning your current reality is not at all a match as far as how you feel inside, who you are changing, who you are becoming inside. Your reality is not quite matching this. There's maybe certain past decisions that you took where right now it's not serving you the best way. You might not be living where you want to be. You might not have the career that you want. You might not have the relationship that you're looking for. In one way, instead of looking always in the future or else looking in the past, start focusing inwards. Okay? Create that inner happiness, create that inner peace, create that inner joy. And not only this, start to see in your reality, where is there abundance? Example, if you're struggling financially, if right now you're living in lack, you're living remotely in survival mode, start to look in your reality as far as abundance. You look right here. Look, as far as grass, as far as trees, as far as branch, as far as water, as far as rock, everywhere. Start viewing abundance everywhere and start to get into a grateful mode. You might not feel it at first, because you might be like, listen, I'm living off of $20 of food as this very moment for the entire week. How am I able to find something to be grateful for? act as if until you become, if you have to. But start seeing everything as it's happening for you and not against you. And as far as for myself, I had to lose everything before I became brave enough to begin to show the world the most authentic version of myself without any care in the world as far as what other people think, because I lost everything. So don't worry about it. And if you right now you're in a stage where it just seems like your manifestations aren't coming forth, it seems like your reality is completely the opposite of what you want to have come forth, trust me when I say this, hang on tight, because when that manifestation comes, that first manifestation, it's going to start to get the ball rolling. It's going to be one after another. But it's a matter, it's not during the easy times that's when you open up and you feel God and you have a lot of faith. It's during the hard times. It's whenever things are just not going good, and that's when you're able to open up to God. And guess what? That's when you're going to feel the presence of your angels and your guides and God the absolute most. It's when things are not going good. That's when you're going to start to become emotional. And that's when you're going to start to feel that loving connection from Spirit. And that's when you open up. That's when you open up on what you need immediately, as of this very moment. And continue to stay in that grateful mode and realize that incredible changes are going to happen. It has to happen within yourself first. And there is some lag before it starts changing as far as coming forth in your reality. But I can tell you this from my own experiences, whenever you get to this stage, start trusting your intuition more and more. Let go of rationally thinking your way forward, because that's just it might make things short term a little bit better, but it's still gonna keep you in the survival mode. It's still gonna keep you in the lack mentality. You're just gonna have enough to barely survive. Whereas if you start to trust your intuition, you open up to God and your angels, you're gonna see that it's gonna be small miracles that are gonna start to occur, but you're going to get the ball rolling and you're going to start to work things out in your life. And there is going to be major shifts, but you have to be open to stepping out of your comfort zone. You have to be open to truly stepping into the unknown and trusting, having that faith in God and your angels that you are being guided and you will be protected and you're going to have a safe landing. And now, number 6, I'm telling you this, my entire life changed when I stopped doing this. And it is resisting the changes that are coming forth, not taking responsibility for your past action, avoiding everything, your whole reality, because of your past action. I'm telling you this, the moment I stopped resisting and I started to take action, as far as I started to take ownership for my past actions, my entire reality completely shifted. It was crazy how quickly life was able to change for myself, as far as creating these positive changes, as far as starting to mold and create the reality that my heart so desired. And that's why I'm able to come out here literally every single day now. I still have more work to do. I'm not where I know I need to be, as in I still have a lot of work to do, but I'm aligning myself up now on my path. For myself, it's the journey, baby. It's the journey that I enjoy. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey and feeling my way forth in life. It's about vibing high, those high vibes. Like once you get those high vibes coming in, it's literally going to change your life. Boy, it's letting go of resistance. And by letting go of resistance, you're getting out of a lack mentality. You're getting out of survival mode, and now you're starting to radiate out more and more abundance. You're starting to thrive more and more. And I can tell you this, that as far as this major change, all these changes that I've made, it hasn't been money that's been the number one ruling factor. I'm getting by. I can tell you this, I'm getting by. But it's the mere fact that I'm able to do more and more of what I love. How many people at 40 years old can literally say that from overnight, I'm changing career, I'm doing whatever I want, when I want, and still have enough to survive? But that's the thing, is I stopped resisting. See everything as happening for you and not against you. Literally, everything that happens, something gets taken away. Thank you, God. I'm now ready, willing, and able to receive with open arms. Thank you for making more room in my life to bring forth something that is near and dear to my heart. And that's what's going to happen. But start looking short-term, medium-term, long-term as far as your manifestations. What do you need? What blockages do you currently have as of this very moment? What is the next stage? What is it that you want to experience? What do you want to have come forward? I'm not talking the mansion. I'm talking the next step. Open up that heart chakra. Start using that intuition to move forward. And for myself, and everyone has the power to open up and communicate with their angels and their guides. But for me, that is the power. That is where I gain all my knowledge. That is where I'll gain all my power. That is where I gain a deeper understanding as far as how I'm able to move forward. That's where I see the signs and synchronicities as far as here's how you should move forward. So really tap into your heart space and allow that intuition to guide you and let go of resisting. Whatever is coming up to be let go of. Whatever changes are happening in your life is to bring forth something even better. And number 7, the 7th thing to avoid during your spiritual awakening is remaining in a victim mentality, remaining in a mentality of lack. Because this happens, the majority of individuals, this happens because if it was up to us, we hang on to things for far too long. Therefore, God, your angels, your guides, the universe decides for you. Here's what needs to go. It's one thing after another. Therefore, a lot of people, when this happens, when their whole world is crumbling, they begin to fall into this victim mentality. Like, whoa, what's going on? Why is the universe doing this? God, why are you getting rid? Why are you removing everything? I'm trying to manifest something. I want to bring something forth, and you're just literally, my whole world is crumbling. Once more, let go of this victim mentality. Let go of this mentality, a lack mentality, and become grateful. Become grateful. And if you have to say it a million times, God, I'm grateful for you removing this, until you're able to start to feel it, that is what you do. You want to start to feel your way forward. And naturally, this is just speeding up the process. God is doing you a favor. And oftentimes, as far as my spiritual journey, I can tell you this, there's been so many things on the surface that it just appears like, wow, what's going on? Why are you doing this to me, God? But in reality, I take a step back. I'm so used to it now. Take a step back and I realize, listen, everything is aligning the way that it should. Let's just stay in this chill state, this zen-like state, this completely relaxed state of being. Let's enjoy the moment. Let's enjoy the moment. I'm still alive. I'm breathing. I'm having a nice time. I'm out in nature. I'm getting myself grounded. I'm raising up my vibrations. And just let God and your angels, give them the time and opportunity to bring forth this change. Because as far as this lack mentality, and it's not just for abundance, it's the same thing. Example, if you want to bring forth a relationship, but you're putting this ideal partner on a pedestal, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. But you have to start to look within. Start to look within. Is why are you feeling as though you're not worthy enough of receiving love from someone else? Stop looking. Who cares as far as physically how you look? It is the type of person that you are inside. And not only this, if you've had your awakening, pretty much guaranteed, unless you're going to continue to be promiscuous, the next relationship that you're going to have is going to be a soul connection. It's going to be the most powerful connection that you've ever had. And all the past painful experiences have been leading you up to this point. So let go of this lack mentality, let go of this victim mentality, and start to realize you're gaining more and more knowledge each and every single day as far as how to use the law of attraction. You're heightening up your spiritual gifts, you're opening up your heart chakra, your intuition is heightening up. That communication, that guidance that's coming forth is becoming clearer and clearer and louder. The example, you're taking content like this, some of it is resonating with you. Well, those are messages from God. Those are messages from your angel and God letting you know, listen, chill, relax, you're on the right path. Things are working out for you. We have a lot of things we have to work out behind the scenes, but if you're able to remain optimistic, if you're able to stay in that thrive mentality, being positive, continuing to focus on your vibration, guess what? What we can bring forth is going to be even better than what you're asking. Therefore, relax. Allow that love to guide you instead of letting that fear control you. And the 7th thing that you should avoid during your spiritual awakening is thinking instead of just following and trusting your intuition. And that's what I love about this journey that I'm on. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I dealt with depression my whole life. I was bipolar the majority of my life because I've always been an empath, but I never knew that I was. Therefore, I was always taking in other people's energies. And not only this, I always wanted to help out the underdog. Therefore, I was always being surrounded by people that were depressed, that were struggling like I was. But now going through the spiritual awakening process and then peeling back the layers and healing and opening up my heart chakra, I have felt more love since the beginning of my spiritual awakening from my angels and my guides and God than any human as far as my entire life. And as far as moving forward, once you start to fully step into your heart chakra, you fully open your third eye, you fully open your crown chakra, you're going to start to see things beneath this physical level. You're going to start to see things at a spiritual level. And it's going to bring forth an incredible amount of peace. Whereas right now in this 3D reality, in this matrix, someone would be freaking out. Why? Because you're becoming more and more aware of your gifts, and especially the guidance that you're taking in. You're not crazy. If you're receiving guidance, start taking action on it. If you're having it, just come forth in your dreams. That's something that's incredibly powerful. Ask a question, your angels and your guides, ask them to wake you up while you're having your dream, and you're going to see within a couple of days you are going to get your answer as far as how to move forward. But trust. That's what it's all about. And half the time it's not even about trusting and your faith as far as God. It's more about proving to yourself that you're going to get through. It's proving to yourself that you are a powerful manifester. Because as far as God, stop looking outwards and start looking inwards. Each and every single one of us is an expression of God. Therefore, each and every single one of us has God within us. Therefore, we are much more powerful than we think. The majority of the time, it's our self-limited belief that's been put forth by this matrix system that is holding us back. And that's why I was able to have my spiritual awakening on May 24th, 2018, is because literally as my head was laid down on that pillow before I went to bed, I believed what I said. And therefore, I was able to create my own spiritual awakening. Therefore, really allow that heart chakra to lead you forward. Allow those visions you're seeing from your meditation to keep you feeling optimistic about what is coming up. And not only this, as far as your crown chakra, expand your consciousness. Connect with your higher self, connect with your angels and your guides, connect with God, connect with Mother Gaia out here, and take in the information needed and trust it and move forward in complete confidence. Well, those were 8 things that you should avoid during your spiritual awakening. And I could honestly continue to talk. I have so much that I want to share with you guys. I don't know if you guys can feel this, but as far as this April 11th new moon, I am feeling so energized. I was up this morning. This was awesome. My birthday is April 27th. Okay, so 4/27. Woke up at 4:27 this morning. Then I woke up at 4:34. For myself, 4:34 is my angels and my guides letting me know that they love me. But for some certain individuals in the spiritual community, it means love, joy, and hope. And that's what I look forward to as far as in the future. And remember this, you are divinely guided and protected. And no matter how long it takes to get to where you need to get to, your angels and your guides will never leave your side. They will never stop encouraging you because they are aware of everything that you're going through. And not only that, you're doing better than you think. I know for myself, going through the awakening process, I always felt like I'm not going fast enough. I'm not getting things done quickly enough. But the transformation that you're going through is incredible. The majority of individuals never go through this transformation in their life. But at the same time, the level of love, joy, and happiness you're going to be feeling is going to be out of this world. And for those of you who right now wouldn't go back and relive the life that you've lived, the amount of love, joy, bliss, and happiness that you're going to feel, I'm telling you this, it is going to overflow out of your heart. And when it does, allow those emotions to come out. Don't resist bathe in it because you deserved it. Well, that's going to do it for the video. I love you guys. You guys have an awesome day. Namaste.